It's a question that has puzzled scientists for hundreds of years. How exactly did our Moon form? Since the 1970s, astronomers have suspected that the Moon was created when a giant protoplanet called Theia struck Earth. However, the nature of this collision and what happened immediately after has been subject to debate. Some scientists believe that the collision created a vast cloud of debris, which coalesced into the Moon over time. However, in a new study, researchers from the University of Durham claim that the giant impact immediately placed the Moon into orbit around Earth. Vincent Eek, co-author of the study, said, "This formation route could help explain the similarity in isotopic composition between the lunar rocks returned by the Apollo astronauts and Earth's mantle. There may also be observable consequences for the thickness of the lunar crust, which would allow us to pin down further the type of collision that took place." Astronomers have long suspected that the Moon was created when a giant protoplanet called Theia struck the newly formed Earth, a theory first put forward in the 1970s. It says the huge collision created a vast cloud of debris, which coalesced into the Moon. However, until now, astronomers have not been able to explain how this left the Moon and Earth chemically identical. Later, two hypotheses arose that could explain why the Moon is Earth's chemical clone. But they predict radically different masses for Theia. In one scenario, two half-Earths merged to form the Earth-Moon system. But the second hypothesis suggests Theia was a small, high-velocity projectile that smacked into a large and fast-spinning young Earth. About 4.45 billion years ago, 150 million years after the Solar System formed, Earth was hit by a Mars-sized object called Theia. The collision created the Moon. But debate has raged about exactly what happened during this event, and the question of why the Moon and Earth are so similar in their composition has remained a mystery. In the study, the researchers set out to explain the Moon's origin story once and for all. The team used the Swift open-source simulation code, run on the Dirac Memory-Intensive Service, COSMA, to create the most detailed supercomputer simulations yet. This allowed them to simulate hundreds of different impacts, varying the angle and speed of the collision as well as the masses and spins of the two colliding bodies. While previous studies have used lower resolution simulations, the extra computational power revealed important new aspects.